Yeah, we are live right now. We are
Okay,
live. We are
sir.
live. Right. So, welcome to another
Okay.
episode of Music in My Ears live session, live stream session. Today, I have a very special guest, an in-house person that has been around us and done things, and we've done things together in the past year. But today is a celebratory day because he has just recently dropped his EP, a 10-track EP that has a lot to offer. I'm talking about none other than Paparazay. Paparazay, before you say anything, you've been around in this industry, in the Nigerian music scene. You have a lot of experience, a lot to bring to bear in the music scene. But then, just come on and say hi to the people before we continue.
All right. Thank you for having me, sir. I appreciate the privilege, and I'm happy that you're also having this opportunity and giving to me to also talk about my EP, the new EP, Money na Water. Thank you for having me, sir.
Okay. Then before we get into that EP, a lot of people may not really know your background, where you come from, because you sing in Yoruba, sing in Igbo sometimes, but I would like you to go back a bit to let us know, because some people may be missing out, especially where you come from. They will be missing out from knowing that you are one of their own. So let's get back a bit to your beginning, your background, where you come from and all that.
Okay. Basically, first of all, I like to be seen as an African first, and then after that, I want to be seen as a Nigerian, and then seen as a Crossivarian, and then seen as somebody from the Ogoja axis, and seen as somebody from Obudu and Otuguan eventually. So, I grew up in the village. I grew up in Oguja, then from there to Obudu, before coming to Lagos to pursue my career. So, generally, I'm a Nigerian, and I like to be accosted with that identity.
Okay. So coming to Lagos, how was the journey? How has it been, leaving the village, moving over to a big city, maybe without knowing people and trying to break into the industry? How difficult or how easy was it?
Going to Lagos sincerely wasn't about music. Oh. It's actually, I went to Lagos for greener pastures here, but I think I had a discussion with my uncle. I was supposed to go to Lagos for tertiary education. Once I got there, a couple of things.
We've lost you. Please try and come back. You've lost Paparazzi for a bit. You've lost Paparazzi. So let's hold on while it comes back on. Let's hold on a bit. I know you'll be back on. We'll be back on. Oh, Paparazzi, we lost you a bit there.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, we lost you a bit.
Yes, yes, yes. So, okay, but can you hear me now?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yes.
I just want to be I just want to confirm you're hearing me, sir.
Yes, I am.
Okay, so like I said my going to Lagos was not really about music, but just to feature academically and then tap into the greener pastures. But by God's divine providence, I met some few persons and.
Oh, you're freezing again. Wow. Network issues is always a problem on the live stream, especially when you're streaming between with Nigeria. It's a big problem. So, but then we have to live with it.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, you're breaking.
I can hear you now.
Okay, keep on.
Okay, can I go ahead now? Can you hear me?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, so like I said, my going to Lagos was not really about music. It was to advance academically and also tap into the greener pastures. And when I got there, I began to pursue different my dreams and all that. And eventually, I got myself in Kalakuta, Fela's house, met Fela Kuti, and then a few other persons, and then the career began. And I thank God I'm still here today.
Okay. So musically now, how has it been before getting to this stage? Before getting to this position you are coming up with this new EP, how has been the journey music-wise?
You know, the journey has been very, very challenging but inspiring too. You know, Nigerian music and African music has evolved over the years. You can see that those who have been there has actually made their mark, and others are still coming through. Some of us who have been there before are trying also to begin to tap into the opportunities of today. It's been very, very challenging, but you know, any worthwhile venture in life must have that challenges, and I thank God for being part of the journey from there till now. I have my experience, I have the contact, I have the technicalities of the music, and I'm sure that this is the moment I want to unleash what God has given to me in the industry.
Okay. You were part of the Afro hip hop era, starting from your group, which I know about, and now transiting into Afrobeats, bits of Amapiano and all that. How easy has it been making that transition?
Yeah, basically, I understand that a lot of people could not transit. A lot of people stayed on that rhythm of the past. But I have been studying the whole rhythm, you know, and I tried as much as possible that I did not, you know, for a time like 10 years or thereabout, I did not record. I did not come out. I did not pursue visibility. I was just studying the transition. I continued to record day by day, week by week. I kept on with the chemistry of the moment. When it came out from the plantations to us, the realities, and to the P squares, to the maintain, to nice, up to the eras of the whiskey, and all, I followed all through. And so I kept recording. So I was following the momentum as it went. So that's why it's easier for me to actually jump into this era. Yes. And so I have not left I left the stage, but the stage did not leave me. I kept on, I kept on, I kept on, and so it's very easy for me. I can swap both old and new. I can do whatever I want to do musically as it is. Yes.
Yeah, okay, I can see that experience has really shown itself in your project, because I've gone through those songs, so I can actually feel you bringing those experiences together for this new project. But let me ask, let's get into the new project a bit. First of all, 10 tracks, which I know you recorded over sometimes, because some of those songs have followed up. But the first one will be the title track now, Monina Water. When I was listening to the snippet, yes, when I was listening to the snippet, I was like, could it be the regular Monina Water thing that was like a trend or stuff like that? But now listening to what you've done, clearly you brought consciousness into that so-called, can I call it street vibes?
Yeah.
You know. So, and you equally brought in the Fela thing strongly into that song. Just take us through that song.
Okay, yeah. A lot of people, you know, generationally, people feel that when they say money in water, it's just about the fact that you have to do everything to get money and splash it around. It's more beyond that. I think for every human being, it's about survival. Water is a symbol of survival. You want to cook, you want to bath, anything you want in life, water is needed. So there's a similarity between the value of money and water. Money too is needed for everything you need to do. Fela said something. That's why I also captioned it that water no get enemy, because if Fela said that if water kill your pikin is.
Oh, we've lost you again.
So can you hear me,
Yeah,
sir?
yeah. Keep
Yeah,
on.
the legendary Fela Kuti said, if water kill your pikin, now water you go stay baff am. And then whatever you want to cook food is water you need. It's just the same thing with money. So that's why when somebody say, are you liquid?
Yeah,
Liquid means is water. That means, do you have the money? So
money. Yeah.
money and water, they are both needed in life. So I didn't want you to look as if it's just about the fact that you have to splash money over to show that money in water. No, it's about the fact that as young people, we understand that to handle some of responsibilities, to reach out to family, that money has to flow to everybody. And it's also a message to government and parastatals that whatever it is, we should make sure that livelihood, living, availability to facilities, and at least source of living should flow like water. It's just a metaphor, sir.
Okay. So, but before we continue with other tracks, the Fela influence now, how did that come about? Because you refer to yourself like Kalakuta boy, Fela, Ikeja, Omo Ikeja, and all that. So, how did you get into that?
You see, when I got to Lagos, I went there first. I wrote GCE in somewhere around Mushin. I met a couple of friends who now invited me to Ikeja to come to their house. They were all from at least semi-rich kids. I was just a nobody from Cross River, just squatting with my uncle and trying to find survival. So when I got to Ikeja, I now realized that there was so much life, so much buzzing, so much activity, so much everything that I wanted to see. I ran away from my uncle's place and lived all my life in Fela's house. I was there. I could do what I want to do. I could rehearse and all that. And eventually, I met Sheun and Nicola Kukuti, who showed me love, who carried me along, gave me opportunities to perform, open shows for him, and all that. And so, I cannot conclude my story without that transition from the nobody to Ikeja. Ikeja for me is home of civilization. I had that's where I met people like you and a couple of other people who helped me in the industry. And so Kalakuta for me is like heaven on earth for me, because that's where I was able to catch my destiny, catch my purpose in life. And so that's why I'll continue to mention it in all and everything that I do.
Yeah, that's right. Because certainly we met at Ikeja. I can
Yeah,
remember he just
Ikeja is my
walked into
home.
my
Shout
he
out
just walked
Ikeja,
into
shout out
my
Ikeja.
he just walked into my restaurant. Then I mean the story is
Yes, yes.
well
And everything is history.
and I want to believe probably we're coming from Gbemishola.
I was coming from Kalakuta, of course. I was heading to Jabita Hotel. We were having rehearsals, and so I said, let me just take a walk and check what is happening, because I saw your restaurant very sharp. I think Balogun Street, ethnic cooking. I
Balogun
said,
Street, yeah, yeah.
who did it? Yes. I said, let me check it out. And then eventually you were there. And I'm sure that I was just lucky, because I was told you don't come there often.
Yeah. Okay, that's a lovely one. I think one other track that I need you to speak about before you talk generally about the other one, Pangolo.
Okay.
Yeah, that's another
Yes,
conscious. Mm,
as a brainchild of Kalakuta, there is a lot we need to talk about nation building. I also write, about my book, The Nigerian
yeah,
Dream.
yeah,
I see that nation building takes efforts of everybody, especially those of us in the media space where our voice can speak to the millions of people. That song is actually a cry for my generation. I believe that Nigeria has everything that it takes to be a super nation. I believe that Nigeria should liberate Africa. I believe that Nigeria is in a position to actually help the black man. But over and over, we have always have leadership issues, and so promises upon promises, and nothing is happening. And so it aches my heart. And if you listen to that song, Kwang Kwang Golo is actually It's a cry of a generation. And I'm believing that our leaders will listen to that song and understand the pain in that song and see how we can begin to build this nation for the benefit of all. I understand that a lot of people feel that it's on a faulty foundation, but there's no faulty foundation. It's about leadership. Let the leadership look at themselves and know that what is good for the goose is also good for the gander. If you are enjoying your electricity in your house with a private generator, try and make sure that other people have access to light. If your children are going to the best schools in the world, try and make sure that we have public institutions for people to thrive. Make sure that anything you do is for the common man and for the benefit of everyone. And that's what that song represents. And I'm really passionate about that song because it represents my upbringing from Kalakuta, and I couldn't have done an EP without a message like that.
Okay, so what I can pick from there is, because I mean you could do Afrobeats without that conscious effort to pass the message, which is what is common. But what you've done is still bringing that message into Afrobeats, which is just a great thing, and it speaks to where you're coming from, Kalakuta and the rest. There's another song that is sung in, I think it's really your language, partly, I think, Remili or something.
Olimere.
Okay, yeah, something like that. Is it that's your language again?
Yeah, that's my language, Olimere.
Okay.
That song
that's
means that
another one.
if not for God, there's nothing that would have brought me here. Olimere means if not for God. Olimere can mean sitting done. Olimere can mean sitting if not for God, what would have I done? Olimere can mean sitting if not for God, what would have we done? My journey in Lagos in fact, it was challenging. In fact, I'm not supposed to succeed, but God intervened. I went through hell. I went through the worst. You know, a lot of people have privileges. I see a lot of my colleagues in the industry that say that they're schooled in London. That I didn't have anything. I grew up from the most remote villages in Africa. I actually found my way gallivanting through. From coming to Lagos, I had to go through Kaduna. I had no transport. I was trying to make a way for myself. I landed Lagos in Ojota. I didn't even know the address of where I was going to. I just had to find my way to an uncle who used to work in Nigeria way, and then I was just there. It's a story that only God can make it become a reality. And so I had to give that song to God, thanking him for making it possible for me to at least have a voice now. Because naturally, I'm not supposed to be counted among those that should have this voice. And so I said, Ulimere, if not for God, what would have I done? I would have ended up, I would have been perishing. And you know the story. Even I was in Ikeja, I knew the challenges. Sometimes I sleep on the street, sleep on places, sleep on ghettos where you see people smoking all kind of things, marijuana. I'm talking about Drevnor, people injecting themselves. But I was there with only my vision and hoping that I could make a headway. And so it's all been God. That even I'm able to go back to the studio to bring these sounds out. The energy to even do it, to go against all the odds, is just been God. And so I dedicate the whole of this body of work to God Almighty for giving me a second chance. And I'm not going to take this for granted.
Yeah. You could see the songs I picked out.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Yes.
But you know, why I brought up the second reason I brought that language thing is just to point to the fact that music is a universal language. You actually did some English stuff there. But I want to tell you, one of your previous songs, Mama Africa, which you did
Yeah, I'm hearing you, sir.
Language, which you did purely in your language. I can tell you that I recently put that song back online in Ethiopia. That is the song that is like.
It did what?
I recently put Mama Africa back online. That song is the most listened of all the songs I put back in Ethiopia.
Wow.
So I just want to point to the fact that language does not matter, and if your sound is good, it will go. And I like
absolutely.
That song. Yeah, I've told you my songs, but I would like you to like go over some of the other songs. Like, let me just ask,
Oh,
which one
okay.
was most difficult? Let me just ask before you go, which one was more difficult for you to like put together and get recorded?
Okay, I think one of the most difficult songs that I did on this album was Batman. Me I go holla them say I know they carry last paparazzi.
Right.
Paparazzi. I think I did a beat and then we recorded, and I didn't like the vocal, it was removed. The producer is J True Lion. I was in Abuja when I got to Lagos. I had to go to Lekki to meet him. He took me to another studio. We had to do some things on the beat, and we recorded. I still did not like the vocals. I said he didn't remove it. He said it was fine. I came home. I didn't like it. I still came back to Abuja. When I got back to Lagos, I had to call Lala. Lala now said I should come. I brought the data. Lala now pull up the vocals and re-recorded me again. So and that's the first song I recorded in this EP
Yes,
eventually.
because it's been around for a while. Yeah.
So yeah, so it's a song that I recorded for a period of about 3-4 months, and so it's one of the most challenging songs on the album. But it's also one of the songs that paved way for this EP, because even on the shows that I go, once is my opening song. If you invite me anywhere, if you want me to come to London now, where you are, if you give me a
No,
show, it's that
don't
same
worry.
song that is what do you say, sir?
No, so don't worry. God will make a way for that to happen.
Definitely. So that's the song that I actually use as an opening because people like it. It's more like an anthem. Me, I go holla them, say they know the carry last paparazzi. So it easily opened doors for me in any performances. So I think it's one of my most challenging songs, but also the songs that opened doors for me. Alaye also is a good song that is loved in Lagos because of the street vibes. It's like a story. Like I said, yeah, I told them that all of them will holler my name one day. That was a line from Face Originality. And
Yeah.
that's why I said original.
We've lost you again. We've lost you again. Paparazzi, come back. We've lost you again. Oh no. So guys, I think we're just trying to move to a higher wavelength before that's the problem with Nigerian network. But I think I've enjoyed the show so far. Let's just hang on. Let's hang on and see if he gets back. I think he's coming back. Paparazzi, you're freezing. Let's just hang on and see if he gets back. Paparazzi has frozen out. Okay, it's actually very heartwarming to see somebody that has been around for all these years. Was in a group. I think the his partner in the group passed on the group. He now went solo. Over the years, transiting, I've listened to the songs on the album, and I think it's very contemporary. It can match up with anything that any of the younger generation artists are putting out, and it's such an incredible thing because, as this, like you said in the opening, a lot of people that were in his generation have actually packed up. They are no longer in the game, but he has stayed on and tried to push the game as much as he can, and that's a plus for him. We keep on hanging on for him to to show up again. I'm going to show up again. So it's incredible. He has put in a lot of work, a lot of years struggling in the industry, recording, and now coming out with these 10 track, beautiful songs. I implore anybody to have a go at it. When it comes back, you will let us know the links to the songs so that anybody that wants to jump on it, anybody that wants to stream will be able to do so. Paparazzi, we are holding up for you. Yeah, she's back. It's not connected. Let me check. It's not connected yet. Coming back. Paparazzi, come back online, please. Fix it. It seems this device has developed a problem. Okay, I needed to fix my lights so that my own stage will be bright, while we wait for Paparazzi to show up again. Okay. Maybe it's out of internet, and that is sad because it's a lot more to ask him. And indeed, it has been quite challenging for most of those artists of the mid 90s, the Afro hip hop artists, to transit to what is happening now. Because as at then, internet was there, but it wasn't so much of a thing. Most of them released their work and it went to Alaba markets because there were no record labels, big record labels, multinationals as at then. So what we call streaming now was actually done. Distribution was done by Alaba marketers, which was such an aberration in real terms of music distribution. So most of them kind of fell off the technology change, the change in technology to streaming, to internet, and the rest. And that's where the problem really started for a lot of them. Let me add Paparazzi thing is back on. But then for someone like him to keep up with the game and eventually find himself coming up with such an amazing 10-tracker, that 10-track EP that can compete with anything released in the market today, I personally am so happy, and I really congratulate him. He's trying to get back on stage. Trying to get back on stage so we can continue with the interview. Paparazzi show up. Oh. Well, technical things happens every day, especially when you're dealing with a country like Nigeria, which we have almost everything that is needed for us to be great. Internet service, internet penetration, internet usage actually is like a fundamental human right in certain places. I've said that. Yeah, I think he's back. Yeah, you're back.
Yeah, I think the network is crazy.
Yeah, I was just telling the saying that internet service in some places is like human rights. You understand? But in Nigeria, we take things a lot of things for granted, which is sad. Yeah. Are you hearing me? Can you
Yeah.
go on? Mhm. Can you get
The
on?
network is still giving us a couple of.
Mhm.
But I can hear you.
Okay. I'm hearing you too.
Okay, so basically, it's about the journey so far and all that. So, but one of the key things why I had to do this song is because I want to flip to the new song that I'm promoting, which is Monina Wata. That song is because of sometimes generationally, period by period, time by time, there are certain slogans that can be used for musical purposes. Like the guy who sang "Joy is Coming," that was in fact more of a Christian slang, but he slogan that he used. And so when the chief priest Kubana brought that Monina Water thing, I keyed into it, and I knew that it's going to sweep the street. And as far as my career is concerned, that's one of the biggest songs I've already had. I've attended a couple of shows. I'm getting a couple of engagements regarding that song, and I'm also being billed for certain collaborations just because of that song. So I think for now, I can say that I have recaptured my career, my dream, and it's time to now take it to the global stage and share my own part of the story.
Yeah. Talking about global stage now. I remember you once shared the stage with the American gangster rapper Guru.
Yes,
Can you
yes.
can you tell us the experience?
Yeah, at the time, I belonged to my former group, The Realities, which was comprising of my friend, the list Stone, Ndubiseze, and then Cecilia, Felix Oge here. So we were some very sharp young guys, very, very, very intelligent, and also very handsome young people. So this Sheisho Demo, who sang Love Me Jeje, Love Me Thunder, Love
Yeah.
Me Tender, Love Me Jeje, Love Me
Yeah.
Tender, met us in somewhere, I think AIT or so, Repower, and asked, and then decided that we should be his backup artist for every show he has in Nigeria. And then eventually there was a time he became with Gangsta Guru. And so anytime we are backing him up, we do perform our own live songs live
Okay.
on live first. And that's how Gangsta Guru actually said, wow, it's like these young guys, Afrobeat, the Afro hip hop, that's what we used to call it, will
Afro hip
definitely
hop.
take over the world and all that. And so we shared the same stage with him. Also backed up for Sheisho Tomo. It was a great event at Eco Convention Center. I think that's one of the biggest exposure I've had way back concerning the music industry that actually gave me the vision that someday we will also share that same stage with them all over Europe and America.
Okay, before the network disappoints again, can you let us know where people can get to stream this
Okay,
EP?
now the EP, this EP for me is a dream come true. If you listen to the song, you can realize that I was able to cut across all facets of life, love, reality, politics, and lifestyle, and all that. And so it's on distro kit has been able to help me distribute it across all platforms: iTunes, Spotify, Apple Music, Audio Mag, everywhere, TikTok, Facebook is everywhere. So you just go check for Paparazzi, Manino Water EP, and then you can get all the songs across there and listen and stream and support the movement. Yes, sir.
Okay. Then one other thing is talking about platforms and opportunities. You're from Cross River. Cross River State
Yes.
has one of the biggest platform that any artist can use to grow. I don't know how much you have benefited from. I'm talking of the Calabar Festival. I don't know how much you benefited from such
Yeah,
opportunity.
interestingly, I've performed like twice or thrice in the crossover carnival, even as a headlining artist. I was privileged during the days of Lee Boke I was able to headline like 3 events in crossover back to back, and I was well paid. I think there was an event I headlined. There was one I did with Style Plus. There's one I did with Run Town, and there's one that I headlined myself personally at the municipal
Calabar
event ground.
municipality.
Yes, where the major event center happened. So it's been there, but I think for some time the carnival too could not get the grip that we all expected. But I'm hoping that with my relaunch now, I should be also one of the front runners in this year's Carnival Calabar.
Okay, and again, up north of Cross River, you had a festival. It's another big thing. What are you looking at for this, the New Yam and stuff like that?
Yeah, the New Year Festival has come and gone in Ogoja
Okay.
specifically. Yes, but I know some other places are still yet to celebrate. But because I am on promotions, first of all, I don't want to lobby for any event. I believe that if I have the value that is required, I will be my
You'll be
management will be
invited.
contacted for me to come. Yes, so I am actually keeping on adding value to my brand, adding value to what I've done. But as it is, I also to get across to my people who have actually expected so much from me over the years. And so
Yeah.
I'm sure with that, they can begin to relate with me and at least get accustomed to my sound and also to my personality, and then begin to put me through for every event that comes through from that axis. But as it is, I am not only focusing on crossover. For me, I'm a global artist, and I'm focused. I know charity begins at home, and I'll be very grateful to have events from that area, especially to connect my roots. But I'm also open to events from everywhere: Brazil, Ghana, South Africa, Dubai, Malaysia, UK, America, anywhere that it comes from.
Yeah, because definitely you've pushed your sound to that level, and of course, in this age of internet, anything can happen.
Absolutely.
Anything can happen. But what kind of direction would you be looking at in terms of, like, apart from just saying maybe this country, like, are there particular artists you look up to, like, internationally, like, oh, okay, maybe if you had opportunity to, like, work with, and even Nigerian artists too that have made it big out there?
Yeah, I would like to do something with Two-Face Idibia, Tubaba. Tubaba has been an inspiration. We met back then in African Shrine where I used to be an MC, and he showed me love, and he has been an incredible brother. I would like to have something to do with him. For the new cards, I think that everybody is doing great. If by providence I catch anybody, whether from Burna Boy, Whiskey, Davido, Joe Boy, Fireboy, Arista, whoever it is, I'm able to go. Olamide is another guy that I love so much too. And I also, for Monina Wata, I'm looking up to do something with Cubana Chief Praise. I'm already discussing with one or two person because he is actually the proponent of that slogan. And
Yeah.
he's now also in the industry, and I would like to collaborate with him on this. But on the international scene, I think that I still have a great passion for Chris Brown. Chris Brown has actually embraced African music, and
Yeah.
I love that. I think he has really given to it that he
He,
believes in what we are doing.
he's
Yes,
an
so
Afrobeat artist.
to a large extent, right now, to a large extent, and I think he tapped in quickly enough to understand that Afrobeat was the next level, and
Yes.
he has synced himself into it. So doing something with him will be a great privilege for me. I think he has that sound that I also enjoy.
Okay. Okay, that's so fantastic. That's fantastic. So back to your album again. What particular songs? Which song do you like a person? I know generally you say that you love all the songs, but which songs would you say is, like, I can play this
There's a
song
song
like
there called there's a song called Besumo. Besumo is a
Besmoya?
song yes, I featured Mr. Buddy. Mr. Buddy is doing good too. He's another Afrobeat artist that everybody needs to look out for. He has just dropped about 2 singles, Up to Something and Shotibo. He's the one that took the first verse of that song.
Yeah, I don't. I don't.
He also featured Chubby AB. I love that song naturally for myself. Anytime I love that song, it makes me dance and all that. And also, I also love Alaye. Alaye is a storyline that I resonate with the instruments of that song, and eventually Monina Wata that gave me the pathway. I think those are some of my major songs there. Even though Batman too is something I cannot play with because it's my Kalakuta story, but I think Besumo, Alaye, and Monina Wata, I think top three. Then Batman can come number four.
Okay. What of the guys behind the scene, the production and all that? Who
I
did you
want to
work
give it
with?
up. I want to shout out to my producer Licky. Licky is an incredible guy. In fact, meeting with Licky is actually transformed my career for what it is now. I've actually wanted to get somebody that can understand my sound. I've done so many recordings. You remember Sonny Steve of
Infinity,
Infinity,
yeah.
the local guys. After I left Sonny Steve, it's been very difficult to get somebody. So, but meeting with Licky, I met him here in Abuja, and the guy just when once I freestyled, he connected to my sound, and I must shout out to Liski. Shout out to S2J, the guy who handles my engineer, mixing and mastering, doing a great job. And then also director Ima, one of my very young guy who is already working with me here in terms of visuals and also helping me with so many social media activation and also encouraging me regarding this EP, Ima Ebo. Thank you very much. I also have the spontaneous vibe movement. That's a vibe, a movement that is really has so many artists that in fact, they are part of all the productions I've been going to, and the accurate team, accurate sound. I thank God for all that. So I have so much people to appreciate. Family front, I have my people too. I want to say thank you for it. And then to music in my ears, you've always pushed that through too. I must give that. And the ethnic house entertainment, way back, meeting you too, meeting the ethnic house team too was another thing that really, I had to have the courage to disengage from the team, from the group, to be able to stand alone as an artist. That singular decision is what we are celebrating today. If not,
Yeah.
maybe I wouldn't have been here. Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay, we've had a nice time, like 40 minutes. What advice can you give to somebody that just because your story is inspiring? If you want to talk about your story, I know it's going to be so long, but what would you
It will be more
what,
than a
yeah,
seasonal movie.
and I think it's part of the books. I think I
Yes,
did a bit of proofing the
yes.
book. So I think
You know what?
much of that story
mm,
story is in
Why
that
I
book.
had to
And
write that book is I just wanted to share my story, just to inspire somebody out there. I believe that everybody have their own story though, and what works for me might not work for you. But one thing that cannot fail is consistency. Irrespective of where you're coming from, what you do, whatever the challenges and the dreams you have, one thing that cannot fail is consistency. At the end of the day, consistency will not fail. That's for me, that's the message. Yes.
okay. So Paparazzi, we need to run up. We thank the technology, the internet for or network for just it's been off, and then at least we'll be able
Yeah.
to pass the message. So once again, where can we listen to or stream this EP?
Hello, sir.
Once again, just let us know where we can stream the EP or maybe management contact or anything to get across to you.
Okay, you can follow me on Instagram at paparazzi_f, FEF, paparazzi_FF. That's Instagram, and then on Facebook at paparazzi official, on TikTok at paparazzi, on YouTube at paparazzi, and then on Twitter at paparazzi. So, and also you can also reach me out on ashibigabriel@gmail.com if you want to contact me directly. You definitely, now that the EP is out, you're going to get more and more updates from me to connect to me. The only thing is now is to link up with me on my social media handles and go and stream my music. Go to Spotify, go Apple Music, you can go to iTunes and show love to your boy Paparazzi. And then I have a movement called the Citizens Movement because it's Razzie Nation. Razzie is a nation, and each of my followers is called a citizen. So my citizens are already ready to follow the national anthem of Paparazzi, and let's get this show begin. Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you. We want to sign off. we thank the internet once again before it backs us up. So this has been a wonderful presentation from Music in My Ears live stream. Until another time, it's been a nice time with Paparazay. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Let me do a freestyle. Me, I go holla them. Say, I know they carry last. Paparazzi. And you know, see bad man, no, they carry last. Paparazzi. A mini paparazzi. I'm king of a fizzy. Light camera action anytime when them see me. I'm a product of the industry. I got my CV. I started from the ghetto. They see me on the TV. Anything you bring to us, ready for the maximum. Same ghetto boy that you know from Kalakuta. Olatimenta. Payani helper. Voting back, Oluwa wani helper. Me I go holla them. Say, I know they carry last. Paparazzi. Thank you. Gooba. Now so. One love.
So much.
Nice one. Music in my ears. Thanks. God bless, man.